Welcome to Deliciously Motivated Mindset, hosted by Deborah and Moira. This podcast is designed to help listeners unlock their full potential, both personally and professionally, so they can thrive, not just survive. Deborah and Moira explore how natural tendencies don't always serve individuals and provide insights on how to harness existing strengths. Their goal is to equip listeners with the habits, mindset shifts, and strategies needed for lasting, meaningful change. Finding purpose and fulfillment can be challenging, but this podcast offers expert conversations, practical advice, and valuable tools to help align with a true sense of purpose and create a more fulfilling life. So grab a notebook, open your notes app, and get ready to take in some game-changing insights. Let's dive in.
Welcome, dear listeners. Welcome, dear Deb.
Hi.
Hello, lovely. Here we are. This is going to be a goodie.
Oh,
Well, who am I kidding? They're all good.
Yeah.
Here we are with another one of our Deliciously Motivated Mindset conversation podcast episodes. We're going to talk about strategies to appreciate your past. Oh, gosh. Appreciate your past.
Gulp here.
But before we go into appreciating your past, let's get present in this now moment, shall we? Let's bring our awareness and getting ready for this. I always put my hands over my heart. And if that feels right for you, I encourage you to put one or both hands over your heart space. And just take a nice deep breath. Intend that as you feel that your chest expanding and contracting with your breath, that you are actually breathing in and out of your heart space. And just simply with that awareness, see if you can lengthen your breath and gently invite it to go slower and deeper. Breathing in, breathing out, letting go of any chatter that might be happening, anything that you've got to do after you've listened to this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Just coming here, connecting with Deb's energy, connecting with my energy, connecting with all pillars of you, your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual pillars. We get to connect all of that when we choose to take some time to anchor ourselves into this now moment. Breathe in. Feel the support beneath you wherever you're sitting or standing. Allow yourself to maybe even get a felt sense of connecting your energy with all other people who are listening to this episode, whether they're listening to it as you are or at another time. It doesn't really matter. The energy is the energy. So breathe that in. Allow yourself to feel welcomed into this present moment. One more nice deep breath. And now let's ease out of that, still staying very, very close into your own energy bubble and gently grabbing your favorite note-taking device as we start to unpack and look into these ideas of strategies to appreciate your past. How would you like to start this one, my dear? Appreciating your past. Because I know we say that your past is done, it's over. You are who you are in this moment.
And you can't go back.
And you can't go back.
Can't go back. I think when I think about this, to appreciate your past is literally what you just did.
Yeah.
Feel yourself discombobulated or chaotic or whatever you want to call it. When you feel yourself going cray-cray, just going back to that beautiful heart coherent, slowing it down, breathing, just appreciating you again. That's that is the very first one.
Absolutely.
Just to feel, sit, breathe. Yeah, there's
Absolutely.
so much. There's so much that you gave in that.
Yeah. So it was funny because I started that off by saying we're going to talk about appreciating your past, but in order to do so, we need to get present first. So here's what I think the next step here is to talk about curiosity, right?
Ooh. Yeah.
Right off the top.
Yeah.
So curiosity, you see, when we stay present, and maybe we do have a bit of a wobble or a challenge or something that we have to deal with or overcome, appreciating your past is about allowing you to say, if this is coming up, this challenge, this thing that I need to navigate my way through, think of a time where something like that came up before and what did you do? So appreciating your past can actually allow you to remind yourself, gosh, I'm really capable. I'm resilient. I've got this. I can come through this. Even if you don't know the exact ways to do it, it's by appreciating what you've come through, what you've been through, allows you to say, I'm not going to sweat it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And that just collecting that data or that evidence or whatever you want to call it is just allows you to go, yeah, actually, it's not my overthinking mind. Because you can't, when you've got the evidence in front of you, you have to stop overthinking. Well, you do.
You do.
You literally have to, because this is it. It's like there's your evidence. Duh. Hashtag state the obvious. But you can't yeah, when it's there in front of you, absolutely. And I think that's a beautiful reminder, I'm going to go into journaling, or when I was talking to my brother-in-law at the weekend, actually, we were talking about that. He goes, journaling, it seems to be the new phase. He said, is that like a diary when you're younger? And I said, absolutely. It is just, journaling is a diary. He's like, oh, we've been doing that all our lives, haven't we, us oldies? But it's just reframed something different. But the journaling is just that, have the good, the bad, and the ugly, or whatever it is, have the ups and downs, but put that in there. And even if you have to have the back of the book being the upsides and the front of the book being the downsides to what's going on in your world, or whatever, or another section have resolutions, whatever that looks right for you. But just being able to go, okay, my brain is not thinking. My brain is not thinking. I can't think where I've survived something, yucky before, to appreciate my past. This is happening now. Just go back to that little booklet. So start journaling.
Yeah.
And when you write from the brain, the handwriting has a different cognitive behavior in your body when you take it from the brain to write it than putting it in a device. Now, devices are great, don't get me wrong, and they're helpful if you like your formatting, because I was talking about my formatting. It has to be a certain way. Sometimes I spend more time trying to format things than I do actually typing
Creating
up
it.
That's it. But just whatever works for you. I mean, I'm a handwriter, and a note taker. I've got 7,400 something notes. I looked on my notes on my iPhone
Oh my
the other,
gosh.
and I went, what the heck? You've got to go through these again and start going through them. But it just helps by brain dumping. It's just brain dumping. And that is literally going to make you appreciate your past, because it's out of your head. Because when it's in your head, it's just milling around and milling around like a fly trapped in, or a mosquito. And all you can hear is that mosquito noise bouncing from one side of your brain to the other.
I'm putting that brain dumping as a separate tip to journaling, because I think that there's
Oh, yeah, of course,
that
yes.
they are two different practices, because I do both. If if I'm having a hard time choosing which project to pick up first or which approach to take, it's likely because I need to just brain dump and write down everything that I'm thinking of. You're like, I've got to meet with Deb to record this episode. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. That's not necessarily going to be explored in my diary, in my journal. But once I get that out, just okay, I'm writing it down. So that's what the brain dumping allows you to get clarity and clearness. And sometimes it can be like, oh, now that I've got this extra bandwidth, I can remind myself that, yeah, I've been through stuff before. I have got this skill set or this ability. Now, it was interesting you were talking about journaling. I actually and any of our listeners who would like to get into this, let me know. I actually create, and I have a free membership where you can get weekly journal prompts, and I tailor them.
Of course you do. Of
I
course
guess I
you do.
haven't. I guess I haven't told you this before, but I do. It's
Maybe
like,
you
and
have,
it's
just haven't listened, but that's genius.
so it's
Genius.
three every week. I create it's 3 journal prompts and an affirmation for the week, and I send them out on a Sunday, so to help you set up the energies for
I'm
the week
shaking my
ahead.
head going, of course she has. That's a genius idea.
And so it was really funny. I was having a conversation with a client a couple months ago, and he was saying, I really should get back to journaling. He's like, I have no excuse for it because every week Moira gives me these journal prompts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think prompts. So for myself, I love prompts, but then sometimes I'm just gonna free write. And then
Mm.
the other thing too is if you have oracle cards, they are a beautiful way to either pull a
Oh,
card and then journal straight from that, or
yeah.
something that I've been doing of late and I really love is just journaling and then finishing off by pulling a card. You wouldn't believe how many times, in fact, I would say it's probably like 99% of the time,
I
the
would
card that
believe.
I pull is like, oh gosh, look, I've just been writing about that.
Right, that's just like a yogi tea bags.
Yes, very much.
Right.
Just like
Yeah.
that. Just like
Like,
that.
let's pull a card today. Oh, hashtag state the obvious. Yeah. I think we forget, but if you're going to, I'm just going to say, if you're going to journal, be aware of your surroundings. Don't leave your diary or your booklet on the kitchen bench for anyone to read.
100%. Yeah.
It's because when you're writing things down, and if you're angry, um, and then as soon as you've written it down, you let it go and you've moved on, somebody else could pick that up and they're going to jump into your storybook of what you were angry about this. It's like, oh yeah, oh God, that's a long time ago. That was like 2 hours ago. I've moved on from that. Well, you haven't because
Yes.
you've written
Yeah.
this book. So just be really no, I'm not going to say be secretive, but just be really cautious of where you leave things.
But be mindful because maybe you do need to be secretive. Because I've worked with many people that did have to secret things away. And myself included. I actually had, and mine was kept secret, but because I was a journaler, been journaling a long time. Um, but I would say is when I was in my teens, I was probably was like, I don't know, 15 or 16 maybe. And I was going through a really, really rough time and using my journal as my confidant or as my place of really working things out. And my father and my sister discovered it and they decided to read it all and then
Oh,
shamed me and ridiculed me, and that took a long time to recover from. So that's why I wanted to put that in there, is that if you are in an environment or you feel or you just get your spidey senses that somebody will kind of go through, or oh, what am I going to discover, then it's wise to keep it secret.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, which makes you actually look at that and go, who's your people around you? You know, if you
Yeah.
appreciate your past, who's your tribe right now? I mean, Moira and I a year ago had completely different people around us. Like
Yes,
as
we did.
to Moira. So
Yes, we did
we
completely.
completely different people around us. And I think just knowing, and I'm going to say even family members, it's
Yep,
okay. Oh,
it is.
that's actually about your family,
Yep.
funnily enough. Well, I actually took I told my sister I took her diary and took it to the shorthand teacher, and because it had shorthand in it and at school. I said, I found your diary and I took it to this shorthand teacher and she read it to me. And my sister was angry. Well, I never did, by the way. And I
But you
don't
were
even
just trying to wind her up.
yeah, and when I think about that, I think as if, and she believed me, as if a teacher would read someone's shorthand diary anyway, like, duh. Thanks, Jacqueline. Thank you for allowing me to be that child, that sister of yours. But I think that that's the other thing is have a look who you've got around, and it could be family members, it could be you love your person dearly, but you don't want them to read your thoughts at this time. I
Yeah.
know my partner, she journals every morning and her book is sitting there. Her
Mm.
book is, and I've in fact she said to me, "Oh, this is what I wrote this morning." Once she shared it. And that's I'm just not interested. So
No.
curious, like when we talk about curiosity, I don't need to know her thoughts because when she's ready, if she's got something going on heavy,
Then
high or
yeah,
low,
then she'll
she'll
share
share
them
them.
with you. Yeah.
And that's that trust. But her book actually, in fact, I think it's actually sitting on at my end of the couch. I think I don't know. Like, but it's just not. It's not me. It's not mine. It's not mine. And I think just having that respect. Also, if you see somebody's, yeah, even if it's your child, you just have to trust your children. Don't be a nosy. Oh, I need to do it for the safety of my child. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because sometimes once you know, you can't unknow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember, once you
So
know
that's
stuff,
a very important tip in
it's
itself, the
not
trust.
known. Yeah, yeah, trust.
Trust.
So check your tribe, and then trust.
Mhm. But
Yeah.
to your point, about you're saying that our tribe, you and I, are the people that we have in our lives have shifted and
They
changed,
so
but
have.
they really have. But that makes me think of that saying that says people come into our life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime.
Mm,
And it's for us to recognize, even sometimes the people that we think are there forever, maybe not, right?
mm,
And so it's to have, I think this is why I like to really come back into that connecting with your heart, because this is your center point. And
mm.
then your relationships with everyone around you is secondary to your relationship you with you. And so
Yeah.
appreciating your past, like even the story that I told you about having my journal discovered and read out uh, between the two of them, um, I'm not angry about it. That's just who they were. And it taught me is that to appreciate my past.
Mm,
That and that's why I was saying it about the if you feel like somebody's going to read over your shoulder, then hide it. I have had
yeah.
clients, I had a
And
client
it's
that did
okay.
that.
It's okay to
It's
hide it.
okay. Yes.
Totally okay. Like it's okay. You have to give yourself permission.
Yeah.
Pardon me for interrupting you. But like people go, "Oh, I can't hide it. Like that's wrong against my partner. I've got a secret." No, you haven't got a secret. You're just moving your things away, or it's just your internal thoughts. And truth is, if everyone actually heard your internal thoughts, there's a movie, and what is it? There's a movie, and there's this woman. She's a funny woman, and she hears men talk. Oh, there's actually another one where a guy he hears. That's Mel Gibson. He hears women talk, and he hears their thoughts. But she was in a lift, and this guy got in the lift, and there was two men in the lift, and they started. Oh, she's a bit of all, and she was just like, "What the heck? How did I hear that?"
Oh,
So imagine if people could hear your thoughts. So no,
yep.
appreciate the journaling, the diary.
And so you see, the thing is that we're not being deceitful,
No.
but it goes back to what I just said about the most important relationship primarily is you with you.
Mm,
And so what we're talking about, appreciating your past and appreciating your strengths and your weaknesses and the things that you dealt with and came through, and maybe where you wished you'd done something a bit different. That's okay too. These types of things can all be dealt with and expressed through your
mm,
journal. I think it's really important. One of the things that I find very healing and very cathartic, even sometimes, is the handwriting. Like you were saying about there's
yeah.
there's a depth of soul connection that you don't get if you're typing or doing it on your notes on your phone. That it's the act of writing. I've gone through multiple journals that I would never go back to read, because it
Mm,
was the process of actually just recording it or bringing it into the physical realm that says, okay, I processed that. It came through me. I I I experienced it, I expressed it, and now I don't need to walk forward with it. So
Yeah.
right there, that informs you as to how come you may not want somebody to read something that you were going through to literally process and let it go.
Yeah.
Right? You don't not want to be accountable for something that you say, well, I'm done.
Yeah.
And then somebody comes back and, oh, but you said this, or you
You said
believe
that.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's, appreciating your past when we talk about your tribe also is going back a couple, is actually you may have let it go, but other people may be holding on to it.
Yeah.
And that's not yours to deal with. You can't, you said this 3 years ago to me. I can't even remember saying it. Okay, good on you. That
Yeah.
other people's holding on is other people's, not yours. So
That's
that's
a
probably
tip all by itself. Absolutely. Other
yeah.
people, because so that then really, that's funny, because my dad did that at one point too. You said you were going to do this, and actually it's funny because I remember him doing that, and he was telling me that I said that I was going to do something 3 or 4 years prior when I lived in a different country,
Oh,
and
see,
I had absolutely no recall of what he was saying, and I'm like, and you said it already. It's like that person doesn't exist anymore.
yeah, that. Well, it's like when people say to me, "Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And but you always want to be a policewoman. You always want to be a
Right.
policewoman. Why do you like? Because for me, one of the things I wanted to do for a span was to be a policewoman. And now I'm a stressologist. Well, it's the same sort of thing ish. Um, but oh, you want to be a policewoman? What happened there? I changed. Oh, you would have been a good policewoman. Oh, you wanted, yeah, okay. I really love that was, how old was I? 15, 16,
Yeah.
17. Um, yeah. And I
Isn't
think,
that interesting?
yeah,
Because it makes me think of two roles that in my sort of teenage years. One was I wanted to be a nurse. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
you're
I'm
a
a
nurse.
healer. I'm a
But
healer.
yeah, yeah, you're a
Or I'm
nurse.
a
Yeah.
yeah. And then the other one I wanted to be a mother. I have a cat. I have a fur baby. But I wanted to
And,
be a mother.
and you're a
And
mother to many.
I
Yeah.
know, and that's something that I had to come to terms with too, right?
Yeah, it's really yeah, when I think about that, you're right. It is that who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Which is funny because I just found a post-it note on my desk because now I'm back at home. I'm in my office. I of course found my post-it notes that are all hanging around. And one of them says, know thyself.
Oh, right.
It'll probably be a word Moira said one time, knowing
Yes, it
me.
actually was. I said that is the thread of our every one of us's life purpose. The thread is know thyself.
And then underneath it goes your purpose. So
Oh,
of
there you
course
go. See, I just proved the point.
I knew that. I think that's just remembering, if we're looking to appreciate our past, know thyself,
Yeah.
but know thyself right here, right now, when you're listening to this podcast. Not,
Yes.
not know thyself tomorrow, not know thyself 4 hours earlier, know thyself right here. And I think that's okay. But also, if you don't know who you are, that's also okay because each day we're evolving, each moment we're evolving.
Mhm. So that
So,
brings into trust. We already mentioned trust. But
yes,
right is that if I know who I am right here, right now, and somebody says, "Oh, but how are you going to deal with that challenge?" I may not know, but I trust that if I do encounter that challenge,
yeah,
I've got this.
yeah.
I'm evolving, I'm shifting and changing. And so it's appreciating our past allows us to say, I've been through stuff. I've been through really rough ups and downs, and so have you,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
we don't have to keep reanimating the stories. There's times, and I've said this to many clients over the years. I may tell you a story, like I told you a story about my sister, one of my sisters and my father reading my journal. I'm not telling you that with any emotional charge whatsoever.
no,
I'm sharing that to illustrate a point. So for me, and that's why I appreciate my past, is that I get to curate or collate different pieces that help people feel seen and understood and validated, and maybe even give them a little bit of a sense of boost or confidence of, oh, okay, well, if you've been through stuff like that and dealt with it, then hey, there's hope for me yet. I can hear different client conversations. Oh, hey, there's hope for me yet.
Hope for me, yeah. I, yeah, it is just, but it's not holding on.
Yeah.
Like when we, letting go. Guess what, people?
Guess what?
Moira's got to let
Letting
it
go
go.
process.
But I think that's the thing, is to let it go. But don't let it go with ego. Don't let it let it go with humbleness. Like, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
I worked with a lovely lady at the weekend, and she was having problems with her best friend who she grew up with right from school. And there was without saying too much, there's an etiquette when so she was in a bridal party. Good. Without saying too much. Okay, here we go. Without saying too
Here we
much. She
go.
was in a bridal party, and the bride wasn't the nicest. I want it this way, and other people didn't want it that way, and including her. And when I said no, 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 there's an etiquette for brides. When a bride says, I want you to be the bridesmaid, you wear what they tell you, whether you don't want to wear it or not. Like, it's their day, that's it.
Yep.
But you can also have permission to say, no, I don't want to wear it, so I'm not going to be in the bridal party. And that's okay as well. But
Yes.
it's the bride's day. Most brides have been wanting it that way since they're 4. Now, I don't remember ever visualizing. So I say most brides because I've never been a bride, and I have no desire. Right now, I have no desire, and I haven't visualized what my wedding would look like from 4. But some people have it that this is their fix, this is their fantasy day, they want it that way. And you either abide by their rules or you don't. Now, I think it doesn't mean that you're dismissive of them. It just means, I don't want to, I can't wear that dress. It doesn't make me look good. It doesn't make me feel good. I just can't. And that's okay to say that, but be prepared to be dumped from the bridal party. Like,
Yeah.
You're listening to Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, here to help listeners unlock their full potential so they can thrive, not just survive. They've shared some very powerful insights so far, so it's time to take a moment to breathe, reflect, and jot down any key takeaways. What's one piece of advice that stands out to apply right away? Before wrapping up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from everyone. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback, and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how listeners are putting these insights into practice. Let's dive back in and finish strong.
Yeah.
everyone's allowed your voice. And I think that appreciating your past is honoring of being in tune with you, saying, this doesn't feel right for me, even if it is your bestest friend. But actually, this doesn't feel right for me. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to be there. I'll be there. I'll make sure everything else is sorted. I'll be the events person behind the scenes as well. But I'm there for you. I just don't want to wear that, and that's okay. But remembering that other people's etiquette, you don't have to buy into ish. And that's another part of knowing yourself, being okay with
Absolutely.
saying no.
That's actually a really interesting point, because I just added a wee note to tag on to the end of that, is that when we relate, like that's an example of a bridal party, but when we relate with other people, it's really important for us to know how we tick, what we like, what we don't like, what our preferences are, but then not hold on to them as an agenda. In order to be in my world, you have to think like this, you have to dress like this, you have to look like this. So this is, I'm saying, don't do that.
Yeah.
But it begs the question, are there things that are deal breakers, Or are there things that you may be willing to compromise? So in the example about the being a part of the bridal party, maybe it's not the dress of your choosing, but are you willing to compromise because you like your friend so much and you really want to do that?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, it's
you
not
then making the choice, right?
absolutely, but also having that level of I'm going to use the word empathy, but having that level of empathy to go, oh my gosh, you've talked about this and you've wanted this for so long,
Yeah.
and yes, I'll suck it up, or you don't have
Yeah,
to say
yeah.
suck it up. Yes,
Because I
I'll
know how it impacts you or how important it
how
is.
important it is for you.
Mhm.
Absolutely, because it's not about to. It's you're not out to no, no, no,
Yeah, you're
no,
not out to
no.
sabotage
You're
them
not out to
or
be an
yeah.
a-hole. Yeah, absolutely. And you'll smile and you'll grin because it's not your day, by the
Mhm.
way, people. It's not your day. But at the end of it, she was just like, I didn't know there was an etiquette. And I said, there's a contract. There's a contract that you verbally sign when you say this, that you will do whatever the bride says to a degree. You have to, no matter what's going on, even if they're mean to you or they say these things, you still have to go out there and smile and suck it up. There's that etiquette. And you just have to have an empathy for that other person because they just want it that way. That's
Yeah,
it. That's
yeah,
it. And you either get on their train or you don't. And if you don't, it's also okay. But you're better to get off the train if you can't let it go
yeah,
because they're going to go, oh, Deborah's moody. Deborah, did you not? Deborah doesn't want, you don't want
yeah,
that. You don't want, and
yeah,
you don't want to be seen in that, with the face down, in the moody for the wedding photos. You don't want that. You don't want them going, oh, there she was moody. But it's having that empathy. I don't know if empathy is the right word or that thoughtfulness.
it's actually respect,
Yeah,
really,
yeah, that's
isn't
it.
it?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is
yeah,
respect.
yeah.
It's like this isn't my choosing. This isn't I wouldn't choose to wear this or I wouldn't choose to wear this or have this color or whatever it is. Because
Yeah.
technically speaking, the myth of this is, and I think it's not so much of a myth, is that some brides will choose the color that's going to make them shine, right?
Yes,
Because the star is the bride. So
it's
she's not going to want to have these gorgeous dresses for her bridal party because
no,
you
no,
don't want
you.
competition, right?
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
all about the bride.
We're not all wearing white. The bride and the bridal party are not all wearing white. Okay, everyone. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
no, it's all of that. But it is a bit like that. It's okay. What colors do you like? Like for me, I'd be like, what? These are the colors I like. Red, surprise, red and gold. I
yes.
would hand it over to an event organizer. That would literally be my thing. I love red and gold. You know everything. You've already met me. You know my personality. You know my partner's personality. You do you. You
Yeah, yeah.
you. I would delegate it. So I'm not the typical. Because she said to me, "What would you do, Deborah?" And I went, "Oh no, I'm a little bit different because I would just delegate it, and I wouldn't, even if you said I want to wear black, I'd go, well, I need to ask the event organizer because like I'm not really
Yeah,
attached
because
to it.
I've deferred over there.
Yeah, that would be me, but
Hmm.
that's me because it's not something I've fantasized about
Yeah,
all my life. If it's really important to me, by God, you'll wear the dress I want, and by God, you'll be wearing the lipstick I want, and you'll have your hair the way I want, whether you like it or not. That would be it.
and if you don't, you're not in my party.
Exactly. If you come to my events, if you're going to help at my events, I don't want you wearing bright standout clothes because they can trigger some people. So I'm like, wear dark clothes, but don't look like you're going to a funeral. Like wear something, if you want to have a bright red lipstick and wear, like do something. But I'm definitely a dark clothes person too, says me, and I'm going to wear a bright pink skirt this weekend to an event where I'm helping.
Well,
But
of course, because you just said that.
yeah, exactly. So, like, of course, hang on, Deborah. But I mean,
Hang on a minute.
because
Appreciate your past.
yeah, that's me. That's what I like. But I mean, I'm more about yeah, I'm more
Well,
about
so the
that.
thing for you is you're more about being of service.
Mm,
And so like you just said, you are aware, you have this expansive awareness that you don't want somebody, like you wouldn't want to have somebody with huge cleavage leaning over to facilitate some kind of process, right?
I'm all about cleavage. I'll just let you know I'm all about cleavage. And I love my cleavage out. But you're right. That's that. I don't want that to trigger somebody. Like I
Yes.
really don't want that to trigger someone. Or in a bridal party, I wouldn't want someone to go, look at those gorgeous women, but holy gamoly, look at that one on the end. Jeepers, her bazookas stand out over. Like I wouldn't
Like
want
over
that.
everybody.
Yeah, so I guess it's being appreciate your past, but also um have your eye be spiritually and energetically aware, mentally aware
Hmm,
to others and yourself.
hmm.
But that's another level of respect again, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes, I was just thinking about past experiences. Past experiences can actually be such a beautiful guidance system as to what's the energy. We're talking about people's agendas
Oh,
or
I just
um
write down what's your agenda. I literally just write down what's your agenda. I literally just wrote that then. Sorry, I'll let
too
you carry.
funny. That's funny. Well, we're obviously dialed into a similar appreciating your past. Where I'm coming from with this, and I've shared this with you, Deb, and our listeners before on previous episodes about me being involved in a cult at a young age. This is back in
Yeah.
my 20s, so this is a long time ago. Um,
Years ago.
long time ago. Um, I so appreciate that experience because it helps me discern the groupthink.
Yeah.
Where you think of how many times you have it happens all the time. It happens right now, where
Mm,
oh, in order to get this success, all you have to do is do this process, this process, this process, advertise this, do this, and you're done.
yeah.
That to me is a bit like drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
I said that to somebody. One of the gifts out of me going through the knocks that I have through that experience, I can it flags up so quickly of like you've got an agenda and it's disempowering the people who you're enrolling into it.
Yeah.
And thanks, but it's not for me. And
Oh,
there's
see
no
that?
charge there. It's kind of like, yep, thank you,
Yeah, no,
past experience.
that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it. That's the eye opener. That's the significance. That's the kahunas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But you must open your eyes. If you're not opening your eyes, you're blind. And when I say you're blind, like you miss them. And well, I was talking yesterday with a client, and we were talking about pink flags versus red flags.
okay.
And he said, "Oh, this is a red flag. This is a red flag." I said, "Mate, this isn't a red flag. This is actually a pink flag because it could get worse." And he was like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "You've had
Mm,
4 little pink flags already relating to this, and this is not the red flag." And he said, "Well, what's a red flag?" And so I just went, "But," and he went, "Oh, I don't want that to happen." I said, "Great. So when the pink flags appear, we have to spot the pink flags
yeah.
before the red flag." Well, yeah, before even though he went, "I've seen this pink flag many times before." And I'm like, I
So
know.
deal with it. That's
That's
funny
so
because we were talking about that last time you and I was talking. I'm not sure if we talked about it on an episode or not, about the rather than
oh yeah,
thinking of pink flags and red flags, it was I heard something
yeah,
recently and it was a feather, brick, and a lorry.
yeah,
So the pink flag is the feather. Like if let's deal with
absolutely.
things when they're at the feather stage. If you
Yeah.
wait until the brick gets thrown at you, then that
Ouch.
that hurts. But don't let it get to the lorry smucks you. Lorry, by the way, is a truck. For those, I just realized lorry that you would understand that,
I know what that is.
and people in the UK would. But yes, a truck.
It's a Mack truck, a big blooming truck that will wipe you out.
Yep.
That's it. And you'd have no looking back on that. And I talk about the fish, the level of the
Yeah,
fish.
that's right.
Nemo that comes and gives you a little bite. You're like, oh, that's a bit playful. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's the start of your pink flag. That's the feather. But there's different levels, and then then you get the little tuna that comes, tuna, and that comes, and you're like, oh, oh, bite. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the dolphin comes and you're like, oh, it's super
Oh,
play.
let's go swimming.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, come with me. Come with me. Yep. And then the shark comes and then which is a bite.
Yep.
And then along comes the whale, along comes the whale. And when the whale comes, your house, your life, the whale put me in the wheelchair for 10 weeks. That's it. Um, the whale came and knocked my world apart, blew me out the top spout, got me blooming good.
Yep.
And
I've been to that one too. That's
I
when
know.
I broke my arm.
That's right.
That was a whale moment. She always snorts and laughs when we talk about that
God, I'm
story.
horrible.
You're so bad.
Well, I know we're wrapping up, people, but I actually, strategies to appreciate you. I'm going to bang two very quick ones out here. One is gratitude. Be thankful. Write it down.
Yeah.
Write it down. And then the last one I'm going to quickly bang. Moira's like, I haven't even got a chance to say anything. Is laugh. Get to the point of laughing about it. If you can get to the point of your heart being filled up with just complete gratitude, and then you can just laugh at it. But laugh at yourself, not necessarily other people. Says Deborah, who laughs at Moira every time you say that.
I know. Every time.
Look, even I'm saying it now. But laugh. If you can get to that point of laughing, it makes such a difference.
Such a
Just
beautiful way, because laughter lightens everything up. And it is
yeah,
such a beautiful way to appreciate
yeah.
the past.
Yeah, that's it. So let's quickly wrap this up because, whoops,
Whoops.
Deb, timekeeper, sometimes people don't change. That's okay. Uh, I'm going to go step number 1. I'm going to jump straight into it, which was the heart coherent. At the very, very start, Moira talked, grab your note-taking device if you didn't get it before. Quick, Deborah. Was the heart coherent? That exercise at the start to really pull in your strategies to appreciate your heart, to your past, is pull yourself back to that heart coherent space. Hand on heart, slow down your breathing, find the right environment, and just sit, feel, and pull it right back to the heart, because that is the one that is absolutely going to get you through.
Absolutely. I love it.
Yeah.
The next one I talked about is curiosity. Being curious about what you've been through. And that's when you said about collecting data. Rather than overthinking, collect the proof. What's the evidence? Be curious. I was like, what's discombobulating me or making me feel like I'm in a wobble? Because once you have the proof or the data or the evidence, there's no reason to ruminate and get caught in a story, right?
Yeah, and it literally just shuts it down. It literally just shuts that down by having that. That's when we talked about journaling. And journaling, not brain dumping, that's another one, but journaling is just getting it out of your head, where your thoughts, where your actions are, where you want to be. Just really paint the picture of that, but be protective, a little bit protective of your journaling, just of your space energy, that no one else can see it, read it, feel it, that it's actually yours and yours alone. So,
and that's where I said I provide weekly journal
oh
prompts.
yes,
And
of course.
so reach out, let me know. I can quite happily add anybody who wants to be added to that list. I'd be happy to do that.
Because that's the overthinking brain. It, just if Moira's got the answers or the questions.
Yeah, tap into it. It's a beautiful way. And not all my clients do them every week. Actually, I think one of them does. One of them that I've been working with quite regularly. She'll say, "Oh, well, you on such and such a week you said this." Well, that's good. That's good.
Okay, thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
I
Yeah.
tweak things based on her feedback.
Perfect. Yeah.
So the next one leading from that, I talked about brain dumping. Well, we talked about brain dumping, but that's why we were putting that separate to journaling, because brain dumping is literally writing down everything that's in your mind of like, oh, I've got to do this and I've got to remember that, and I'm not sure what to do about this, and this is creating pressure, and I've got a deadline over here. those are not necessarily things that you are going to feel into and sort of work through in a journaling setting, but
Yeah.
you want to clear them out so that you've got clarity and peace of mind, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And the next one is your tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you have around you? And be okay with shedding the snake skin. Be okay with letting people go and bringing new people in, whatever works for you. But just have a look at your tribe and I don't know if cutting people off, it sounds such a harsh word, but cutting people off, but they can come back at another time if and when you're ready. But who you are right now, what works for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Yeah,
trusting that, because that's a big piece of our trust
yeah,
is trusting that you will interact with the people that have got you, have got your back,
yeah,
who vibe with you.
yeah.
And like you say, it's about evolving, because we know that people come for into our lives and out of our lives actually for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. And so sometimes by staying that interested observer, we can, oh, okay, thought that person was going to stay less or more, but this is what it is, right?
This this is what it is, and this is where I'm at right now.
Yeah. From that, we talked about other people holding on to their opinions or their memory. Like
Mm.
this is when we were talking about oh, I give that
You
story that my
said, and
dad
you,
saying, you said 3 years ago, you said you were going to do whatever it was I was going to do
yeah,
or not do. Um, so in the scenario I gave as an example, I had no recall on it because when I move and shift and evolve and develop, that old me doesn't exist anymore.
yeah.
And so, but it's not my it's nothing to do with me. So it's
Not
like
yours
other
to hold
people's
on to. It's
opinions, like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
let it go. Not your business.
yeah. And that's when there was a quote that I found, which was no surprise it actually came from Moira, just saying. And that quote was know thyself.
Mhm.
And it's really important to know thyself and your purpose. But also if you don't know it, just go with what you what does Dr. DeMartini say? Go with what you know and let what you know grow.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Isn't that
Yeah,
lovely? That's just if
yeah.
know yourself. Oh, I don't know myself. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know my purpose.
What
Start
do
with
you
what
know
you
right now?
know.
Yeah, yeah.
Let what you know grow. And that's just a literally sums up the know thyself.
I really
Yeah.
like that because wouldn't you say that a person who's going, oh, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, is perhaps comparing themselves to other people?
Oh, yes.
And so that's not appreciating you knowing you or you having an awareness of who and what you are, what's your preferences and what you do like, what you don't like.
Yeah.
So it's about right here, right now,
Right here.
right here, right now.
You're in the best place at the best time right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then from there, Deb brought up my letting go process.
Mm.
And I liked what you said about you let go with humbleness and you
Yeah.
you honor and be true to you. This is when we were talking about your example of your person in the bridal party.
Mm.
And that's when we kind of unpacked it about letting go of, if you don't like what a person's asking of you, you then need to take a step back and say, is this so important to me that I need to say, nope, it doesn't work for me? And with honor, this is how I'm going to show up. Or is it possible for you to say, okay, I don't really like it, but I really honor and respect that person, so I'm willing to compromise. But you do it, everything that's done there is with empathy and respect, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not giving away your power.
No, we haven't
No.
got time for that.
No.
I had one just before that one was know when to say no.
Oh, okay. I
Maybe I
didn't.
just maybe I wrote it down and never spoke about it, but
You did. I don't remember speaking about that, but
This is
good.
so know when to say no. Know what is it? Know when to fold them and know when to hold them. I didn't say that part. I definitely didn't say that. But know when to say no and be okay with saying no.
That's very important.
Yeah, because if you're going to appreciate your past, yeah,
Yep,
yes, and the present, yes.
100%. Well, the next one I have is we talked about agenda,
Mm,
about being aware of other people around you do have agendas. But what I talked about there was my experience in a cult. Obviously, that cult had a very big agenda. But
mm,
what in me appreciating my past, it really helps me discern and recognize I'm not into groupthink. But I think that experience has heightened my ability to discern that. Like I can
mm,
still go and listen to other people's methodologies or agendas, and sometimes maybe it'll be, well, this one step out of your nine works great for me, and I don't have to get caught up in the whole package, right? So I am not a Kool-Aid drinker.
yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Then the next one we talked about was the pink flags
Yes.
versus the red flags, which was the feather versus the
The
truck, the
Yep,
lorry,
with the
which
brick in between.
yeah, which is the Nemo fish, the cute little Nemo fish versus the whale.
Yes.
And that's also just checking in with your agenda and others as well from the one before. So
Yeah.
being aware, the sooner you can spot it, the sooner you can deal with it. Yeah.
Yep. Definitely. And then the next one, Deb brought in gratitude. Her favorite, her
Yeah.
favorite, my favorite. I think having a gratitude practice of some form where you reflect upon all of the things that you're grateful for is such a healing thing. By appreciating your past, even if memories come up or the woulda, coulda, shouldas come up, have some gratitude for it. It's like, hey, that's what helped make me who I am today,
Yeah.
right? I celebrate that.
And writing them down, getting them out of your head, being grateful, going, oh, I can see that, I can see that, I can see that.
Yeah.
The next one I had after that was laugh.
Laugh.
Laugh, 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 laugh at Moira. She fell down the stairs. No, we're not laughing at Moira down the stairs. No, just laugh. Laugh at how far you've come. Laugh at how far you're going to be. Like just laugh. When you can laugh, it just lightens the load. Now I'm not talking about laughing at others, Deborah. I'm not talking about laughing at others, but I am just saying laugh. Laugh allows us to free everything up. And we do free it up.
Yep.
So that's our deliciously motivated mindset conversation. But you know, there's a couple of things that has to happen before we sign off, and one is our yogi tea bag,
Yogi tea bag quote.
our yogi tea bag quote, and sock it to us, Moira, sock it to us.
The one that's come out today is inner peace creates peace in the world. That's
Oh,
nice, eh? Appreciating your past would actually create some inner peace, wouldn't it?
oh, that's nice.
Yes, inner peace creates peace in the world. I
Oh,
completely agree with that one.
yes, okay, that's yep, that's a goodie. No
That's a
surprise
goodie.
there. Yeah, no surprise there. Fancy that. Perfect. And the last part I'm going to say is, are you showing up fully? Are you showing up fully for the life you say you desire? Not the one that you're like, oh, I desire this, but actually you really say you put your stake in the ground. I'm committing to this, that one that you're going to say. So thinking about that today from our strategies to appreciate your past, what's the most meaningful step? What is the most meaningful step you can take today to honor your highest inspiration? What is the most meaningful step you can take today to honor your highest inspiration? Ooh la la. And let us know,
Hmm.
'cause we're a little bit nosy. Well, I am. So's Moira. So let us know what is that? And drop that into the chat in whatever form. If you're on Spotify, if you're on, go to our Facebook. We have our Facebook page there. We're on Apple. We're on a gazillion things. I don't know because Moira does it. I'll just be honest there. I'll just be honest. But
And
that's
we
where
actually, on our deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com page, you can actually email us. There's
Oh,
email
yeah, of
address.
course.
So you can email us, you can do it on the Facebook group, you can do it through the chat that Buzzsprout puts out. So there's multiple ways to get in touch with us.
There's multiple ways. So thank you, listeners. Thank you for joining us. Oh, and congratulations to our winner. For those who missed, bummer, so sad, never mind.
Yeah, you have to wait till we're on episode 600.
Yeah, we'll have to be like, crikey. We just might throw another one out there. You never know.
You never know.
Congratulations to our winner. And that's exciting. That was a goodie. But that's us, strategies to appreciate our past. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Internet. Thank you, Moira. And thank you to my dogs who I could hear outside my office door.
I didn't hear them.
Good. I could hear them. I was like, why are you playing outside my door? Right. And I'm like, because you can. And you don't know that's what I'm doing it. Yeah. So thank you, listeners. Strategies to appreciate your past. That's our deliciously motivated mindset conversation. You'll hear from us next time. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Deb. Thank you, Internet. Thank you, dogs. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, where the mission is to help listeners unlock their full potential and thrive, not just survive. As the episode comes to a close, they trust you've gained some powerful insights. If you haven't already, take a moment to reflect on one key takeaway that you'll apply right away. Before we wrap things up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from you. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how you're putting your insights into action. Thanks for listening, and remember to keep thriving.